Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. So, this is our third video, and if you haven't watched the first two videos, then kindly do watch them and then start this video. Resource and development, we had started geography, chapter number 1, class 10, and we had discussed the definition of resource in very detail, the classification of resource, and the distribution of resources. Now, after that, today we are going to discuss development of resources. So part 1 and part 2 have been uploaded, so please do watch them firstly. And this is our third video, and we are starting from the topic development of resources. So we all know what are resources and how resources are beneficial for us. So resources are vital for human survival as well as for maintaining the quality of life. This is very true statement. Resources are very much important to sustain, to maintain our quality of life. Without resources, we are nothing, right? So it was believed that resources are free gift of nature. Some people believe that, they thought that resources are free gift of nature, use them indiscriminately. So today is the problem of resource depletion in front of us. Day by day resources are going depleted, so we have to conserve them, right? So indiscriminately, and this has led to following major problems. Today we are facing so many problems. Three problems are discussed here. First problem is depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of a few individual. Look, Gandhiji had said we have enough resources to fulfill the needs of the people, but we do not have the resources to fulfill the greed of the people, because the greed will never get over na. So resources are depleting to satisfying the greed of few individuals. They are not stopping, they are just moving on and on. They are fulfilling their dreams and they are using the resources indiscriminately. They are not thinking about the damages which we are facing, in which our future generations will have to face, right? So this was the first major problem. Second is accumulation of resources in few hands, which in turn divided the society into two segments, haves and haves not. What does it mean? It means resources are only accumulating. Accumulating means some people are getting only resources. The resources are pile up with some peoples only. They are accumulated for few individuals in the societies. So society is divided on the basis of those that have resource and some people that do not have basic resources. So accumulation of resources in few hands of the society. Few hands means those who are capable, those who are rich. So rich are becoming more richer, right? So society is getting divided. This is the major problem. Second major problem. Third problem is indiscriminate exploitation of resources, and it has led to global ecological crisis like global warming, ozone layer depletion, environment pollution, and land degradation. Some people thought that resources are free gift na, so they are using indiscriminately. They are exploiting the resources. They are using unnecessarily. If you are needed to travel somewhere, and if you can use public vehicle instead of your personal vehicle, you should always use public vehicle, right? So in this way we can save our resources. We'll have to start saving. We'll have to start conserving resources. We always just talk about we have to conserve resource and this and that, but we are not taking any steps. So we are the one who have to take this step for resource conservation. So many problems are there, like global warming, ozone layer is getting depleted, pollution, land degradation. So these are the three major reason for resource depletion in India and in the world also, right? So what is the solution? What we can do to conserve that resources? So the next paragraph is an equitable distribution of resources has become essential for a sustained quality of life and global peace. Equitable distribution of resources means resources should be divided equally, right? In the above paragraph, we had discussed that resources are not for all the peoples in the society. Some peoples have resource and some do not. So society is divided into two parts, haves and haves not. So equal distribution of resources is become essential for a sustained quality of life and global peace also. So if the present trend of resource depletion by few individuals and countries continues, the future of our planet is in danger. It means the the trend which we are using today for using resources and for the development of countries and individuals, then if the present trend of resource depletion continues, then our future will be in very much danger. So we have to take some essential step to conserve all the resources so that our future generation can live their life in a better way. So therefore resource planning is essential for sustainable existence of all forms of life. We have to plan resource, we have to plan. Suppose we are going on a trip, we are going for a trip, and without planning we just start and went there, then will not be able to enjoy that much as we can go by planning. Firstly we have to do the planning, the entire budget we have to fix, where we will have to stay, what we are activity we are going to do there. So many things are there. So when we plan something, then the results will be very good. So in the case of resources, we have to use resource planning, so it is very essential. So there is a term called sustainable development. So sustainable existence is a component of sustainable development. What is sustainable development? This is very important topic. Sustainable economic development means development should take place but without damaging the environment, and the development in the present should not compromise with the needs of the future generation. What does it mean? It means we should do the development, economic development, we should not compromise in developing our country, but at the same time we have to conserve the resources. We have to take care of two things. Firstly, we have to make sure that the development should take place without damaging the environment. And second one is the development which we are doing in present should not compromise with the needs of the future generation. For example, petrol, coal. Why we are switching, why our government is motivating to switch on electric vehicles, buses, cars, bike, all those vehicles are today running, trains also, by electricity. So what does it need? Because the fossil fuels, the petrol we are getting, it is a renewable or non-renewable resource. We had discussed in video number 1. Fossil fuel, petrol is in non-renewable, right? So if we'll use the petrol, if today's generation will use all the petrol which is available in the mines, which is available in the ores, then the petrol will get exhausted, and the coming generation will not be able to use that resource. Coal, petrol, so many resources are there which are non-renewable. So we have to take the measured steps, right? We have borrowed this resources, this planet, from our coming generation. This is not the free gift of nature, which some people are assuming today, that all the resources are free gift. They are not. Okay, so development in present should not compromise with the needs of future generation. Today we have to keep the resources for future generation also. Today is the time we have to think about our future generation. What will they use? If today we'll exhaust all the resources, today we'll use indiscriminately all the resources, then the resources will get over, right? So sustainable development means two things are there. Development should take place but without damaging the environment, and development in present should not compromise with the needs of future generation. This was about the sustainable economic development. Now, there was a summit in 1992, Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit 1992. What does it say? In June 1992, more than 100 heads of states met in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil for the first International Earth Summit. Remember this line for MCQ, first International Earth Summit in 1992. So the summit means meeting. Hundreds of leaders of different countries met in 1992 in Brazil. The summit was convened for addressing the urgent problem of environmental protection and socio-economic development at the global level. What was the agenda? What was the target? So there was an urgent problem of environment protection and socio-economic development at global level. So different leaders of different countries, hundreds leaders met in 1992 for environment protection and the development. So the assembled leaders signed the Declaration on Global Climatic Change and Biological Diversity. The climate is changing, so globally we have to be very curious. We have to take some steps to conserve the resources. So biological diversity also, the Rio Convention endorsed the Global Forest Principle and adopted Agenda 21. This is the important topic, Agenda 21. They adopted their Agenda 21 for achieving the sustainable development in the 21st century. Now, what is Agenda 21? It is the declaration signed by world's leaders in 1992 at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, UNCD, which took place also in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. What was its aim? So, it aims at achieving global sustainable development. Look, we had read about sustainable development, but only India will follow this path of sustainable development, then the country will get benefit by that. But the world, at the world level, there would be problems again and again. So we have to take steps globally. We have to create the situation which we can be able to involve all the country leaders. Various countries should be involved. So this was done in 1992 itself. So it aims at achieving the global sustainable development. It is an agenda to combat environmental degradation, poverty, disease through global cooperation on common interests, mutual needs, and shared responsibilities. They all decided there whenever any country will face any kind of problem, then we will all cooperate and find out some solution. We'll share our responsibilities together. So one major objective of Agenda 21 is that, this is important, every local government should draw its own local Agenda 21. Agenda 21 means its aim was to achieve global sustainable development, and we'll all cooperate in the various types of issues like environmental damage, poverty, disease, all those things. We'll share our responsibilities, we'll cooperate with each other. But this was Agenda 21, but the main objective was every local government should draw its own local Agenda 21. Then things will be done, things will be solved on the grassroots level itself. So this was the main line here, right? So this was about the Rio de Janeiro summit and the Agenda 21 sustainable development we had discussed, and the problems also, development for resources. From the next video we'll start resource planning. So stay tuned and keep watching the videos. Thank you.